The terrible storm that had raged over Mathura all night finally gave way. As dawn's first light touched the village of Gokul, the sky warmed to a soft gold, and the Yamuna river shimmered like a silver ribbon. A profound calm settled over everything, as if the universe itself had just taken a long, peaceful breath. Inside the humble home of Nanda Baba and Mother Yashoda, a quiet miracle had unfolded. A beautiful baby boy, with skin as dark as a rain cloud and a face as radiant as 1,000 moons, lay sleeping peacefully beside his mother. His tiny feet seemed to glow with a faint, otherworldly light, and his smile, even in sleep, held the promise of pure, divine joy. No one in Gokul had any idea that this little one was no ordinary child. He was, in fact, Lord Vishnu himself, born on earth as Krishna, destined to end the tyranny of the cruel King Kansa and restore Dharma, the path of righteousness. But for Yashoda, he was simply her beloved son, her heart, her Kanhaya. When the news spread that Nanda Baba and Yashoda had been blessed with a son, the entire village of Gokul erupted in celebration. The Gopas and Gopas, the cowherds and their wives, rushed to their home, bringing offerings of flowers, sweets, and fresh curd. Drums began to thunder, conch shells blew their auspicious notes, and soon, the whole village was dancing in a wave of collective delight. Nanda Baba was so overcome with happiness he could barely contain it. He immediately arranged a grand feast, generously offering food, new clothes, and cows to the Brahmins in gratitude. The air filled with joyous laughter, celebratory songs, and the sweet, sacred fragrance of sandalwood. It felt as if even the waves of the Yamuna were dancing in rhythm, with the happiness sweeping through the village. Through it all, Mother Yashoda sat watching her baby, her heart overflowing with a love so vast it felt like the ocean. She gently traced the tiny lines on his palm and whispered, "You are my little Krishna, my joy, my entire world." His dark blue skin shone with a soft, captivating glow, and his eyes, when they opened wide and full of wonder, seemed to hold entire galaxies within them. Every gopi who came to see him felt a strange, deep peace settle in her heart, a feeling of recognition, as if her soul had just met something eternal and familiar. Later, Yashoda sang softly as she rocked Krishna in her arms. The gentle lullaby floated on the air, and even the cows stood quietly at the doorway, listening as if captivated. The monkeys, who were usually full of mischief, sat silently on the rooftops, completely enchanted by the sight of the divine child. When Krishna let out a tiny yawn, the little bells on his anklets chimed with a sweet, delicate sound. He reached up with his small hands to touch Yashoda's face, and she laughed, her eyes filling with tears of pure joy. She had no idea she was holding in her arms the very Lord whom even the gods worship, the protector of all beings, the one who would soon destroy Kansa's reign of cruelty. The next morning, Nanda Baba went to visit the wise sage Garga Muni, who would later perform Krishna's naming ceremony and reveal the child as destiny to bring light and happiness to all. But right now, Nanda saw only his son, the beautiful child who had filled his home with immeasurable love. As he lifted Krishna high in his arms for the village to see, the people cheered and showered them with flower petals. Gokul was glowing with joy. Every single home echoed with songs of celebration. It was as though nature itself was paying homage. The trees swayed gently in reverence, and the wind carried the sweet fragrance of blooming flowers, bowing before the infant Lord. That night, when silence finally returned to the village, Yashoda sat beside her sleeping baby once more. The moonlight fell softly on Krishna's face, illuminating his divine features. She whispered a mother's simple prayer for his safety and well-being, then leaned in to kiss his tiny forehead. As if feeling her love, Krishna stirred in his sleep, and a faint, knowing smile curved his lips, a smile that held the secret of all creation. The world rested peacefully that night, completely unaware that God himself had come to earth to grow up in a humble cowherd, as home to laugh, to play, and to fill the hearts of humanity with divine, unconditional love. Stay tuned for our next episode, where we'll see Kansa's evil dreams and the king's growing terror, as he senses that his destroyer has finally been born. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this story, please like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more tales of Krishna's divine journey. See you next time.